Good morning, fourth graders. This is Mrs. Cassett. We are going to be working on 7-10 today, which is solving multi-step fraction number stories. So last time I taught the lesson, we worked on division number stories. So today we are going to work on fraction number stories that have multiple steps. So first thing I'm going to do is read you the math message, and it says the table below shows approximately how long it takes in hours to burn 100 calories while doing a variety of activities. This is kind of a fun thing. This is accurate. So if this is something you want to use for PE, just interesting to read some of these things and how long it takes to burn that 100 calories. Some things are definitely going to take you a lot longer than others, okay? How long would it take in minutes to burn? So what is the fastest way to burn 100 calories? And how long would it take in minutes to burn those 100 calories doing this activity? Okay, we're going to look at the table. First of all, it gives you some ideas. The first one being bowling, chewing gum, downhill skiing. They could do ice skating, kickball, play catch with a football, rake leaves, run the stairs, shovel snow, sing, sit, sleep, walk, and wash dishes. So all of those things you will burn 100 calories over time, but they all give you different fractions to find out how long it would take. So the fastest way to burn 100 calories, that's going to have the smallest numerator, the smallest number on top with the biggest number on bottom. That will help us find how you do it the fastest. Because if it only takes you 1/12 of an hour to burn 100 calories, then that's only going to take you 5 minutes to burn 100 calories. Or if it takes you 1/10 of an hour, it's only going to take you 6 minutes to burn 100 calories. And the way we find that is we know there's 60 minutes in an hour, and we have to ask ourselves, well, how many times does 60 or does 10 go into 60 or does 12 go into 60? So all of these denominators are different, but all of them are factors of 60. So we can go through and we can look and we can see bowling takes half an hour, so that's 30 minutes. I don't think that's going to be our fastest. Chewing gum obviously is going to take a while. That takes almost a whole hour. It's 11/12 of an hour. Okay. Downhill skiing takes 1/6 of an hour, so it takes 10 minutes to burn. Ice skating, 3/10 of an hour. So again, if my denominator is 10, I'm going to write a little note over here. So my denominator is 2, then it's going to, oh my goodness, hold on here. If my denominator is 2, then it's going to take me, I have to break 60 in half, which would make it 30, okay? So each 1/2 would be 30 minutes, okay? If my denominator is 12, how many times is 12 times what gives me 60? That's 5. So if my denominator is 12, then that means that 11/12, 5 times 11 would take me 55 minutes. Do you see what I'm doing here? If my denominator is 6, you have to ask yourself, 6 goes into 10 how many times? 6 times 10. So that means that each 6 takes 10 minutes. I have 1/6, so this would take me 10 minutes. So far, downhill skiing is my fastest option. 3/10, I would take 3 times 10, so I'd get 30 minutes again. 1/5, so now we have a 5 in the denominator. So playing kickball, 5. How many times does 5 go into 60? 12. So for every fifth, it takes 12 minutes. So if I have 1/5, this would take me 12 minutes. So kickball's pretty good for me too, but downhill skiing is still winning. Playing catch with a football. Again, 12ths we said was 5 minutes, but we have to take it times 7 because I have 7 in my numerator, and 7 times 12 is 35. Fifths again, so that's 12 times 2, 24. 24 minutes to rake leaves, running the stairs. So I have tenths again. Tenths we said was 5 minutes. 1/10, so it takes 5 minutes to burn 100 calories if you're running on the stairs. That's our winner so far. I took over skiing. Shoveling snow, 1/4, so that would be 15 minutes. Singing, 5, 6, so 6 times 12 is, or no. 6 is 10, 5 times 10 is 50, so it takes me almost a whole hour to burn the calories singing, which makes sense. Sitting is going to take you more than an hour, so it takes you 80 minutes. Sleeping takes you 90 minutes. Walking takes you 20, and washing dishes takes you 40. So the question at the top was what is the fastest way to burn 100 calories? That was obviously running the stairs. Okay, so we're going to say running stairs. How long did it take? We said 5 minutes. And how many seconds would that be? Well, 5 times 60, because there's 60 seconds in a minute. 5 times 60, 5 times 6 is 30. Add my zeros, so 300 seconds it would take me to burn 100 calories running on the stairs. And when you look at those examples, that makes sense because running the stairs would be quite exhausting. Okay, now is the point that I want you to take out your workbooks if you have them with you. Otherwise, you're going to need some paper. This is the we do. So the first one, these you can see are multiple steps, and we are going through each of them together before. I took off my notes because I feel like we can work through these together. But you're going to open up your workbooks to page 256, and that is lesson 7-10. And we're going to ask you some questions about burning these 100 calories, okay? So your table's at the top. We will refer to that while we are working. But it says Jenna burned about 300 calories playing kickball. How many hours did she play? So this is all to burn 100 calories, okay? So kickball, where's kickball? Right here. So kickball, it takes 1/5 of an hour to burn 100 calories. So first of all, what we need to do is we need to figure out, okay, if she burned 300 calories, how many fifths of an hour would she have played? So if 1/5 is 1 hour, then I would need to take that times 3. And I'm going to get 3/5 of an hour, okay? That doesn't answer my question yet, but she played for 3/5 of an hour. So again, you have to look at your denominator now, okay? And you have to ask yourself this question. 5 goes into 60 how many times? Because you're asking yourself that because there's 60 minutes in an hour. If I'm breaking it up into fifths, I have to ask that. So 5 times what gives me 60? You know your multiplication, then that is 12. So it takes 12 minutes to burn 100 calories, but she burned 300 calories, so I'm going to take that times 3. So 12 times 3 is 36. So it took her, how many hours did she play? Well, she played 3/5. Excuse me, I didn't put that on here. She played 3/5 of an hour. Did she play for more or less than 25 minutes? Well, she played for 36 minutes, so she played for more. Okay, and then explain how you know that. Well, how did we know that? We solved that. We found out how many minutes were in 1/5 of an hour, and we took that times 3. So we took 12 minutes times 3. Right? All right. So there's our first problem there. Now I want you to try to solve number 2 by yourself, okay? I want you to try to solve number 2 by yourself, and then you can come back and check your work here in just a minute. So again, now is a good time to pause your video, try to solve this, and then you can check through your work here as I go through it. So it says Katie went for a walk and burned 400 calories. She came home and burned 200 more calories washing dishes. So First, the walk. Let's look up here at the walk. Okay, so she walked and did the dishes. So perfect. She did the last two things on here. So she burned, I gotta look again, sorry, 400 calories walking. Well, it takes her 1/3 of an hour to burn 100 calories. So if she burned 400, I have to take that times 4 because there's 400s in 400. So I'm going to say it took her, 1 times 4 is 4. My denominator stays the same. So it took her 4/3 of an hour. I'm going to make note of that down here. 4/3 of an hour walking. So it obviously took her more than an hour that she walked. And washing dishes, it takes her 2/3 of an hour to burn 100 calories. Remember, this table is all showing to burn 100. So if she burned 200, that means I have to take this times 2 because there's 200s in 200. So that again is 4/3 of an hour. Okay, so she spent 4/3 of an hour walking and 4/3 of an hour doing dishes. So what is the total number of hours Katie spent walking and doing dishes? So what do I have to do with those? I have to add those together. My total is going, I don't have a lot of room to write it there, so I'm going to write it over on the side. It's 8/3 of an hour. Awesome. So explain how you find your answer. To me, an explanation is showing me your work, but then also giving me just a short explanation. So I found how long she did each, and then added them together. Just so you guys know, my writing is sloppy because I have to write on the screen, so it's not my neatest writing. Okay, so that is how she found 8/3. So 8/3 of an hour, again, would be more than an hour. If I wanted to convert this, I would say it would be 3 goes into 8 twice with 2/3 left over. So it took her 2 2/3 hours to do all of that work. Now, what I want you to do now is I want you to try to solve 3, 4, and 5. My hope is that you can at least get 1 or 2 of them done. But if you can't, it's not a big deal. I just want you to try your best. There's multiple steps to all of these, as you could see. It takes more than just adding something or doing that. You have to figure out each part of it. So remember, the first thing you want to do is, like this girl, Taru, burned 1,000 calories skiing. So you have to figure out, okay, how many hundreds are in 1,000? 10. So I'm probably going to have to multiply by 10 to see how many hours she skied before lunch. And if she plans to ski for 5 hours, how many more hours will she need to ski? Obviously, to burn 1,000, she must not have skied 5. So you have to talk through it with yourself. Try to make those attempts to solve those last 3 problems on page 257. I have a feeling you can do them. You just have to work through them, okay? And you can always look back at the work we did to help you through that. All right, guys, that's your lesson for today. I hope you are doing great. I miss you all so much, so very much, and have a fantastic day. Bye.